order. In compliance with the Open Meeting Act, Nebraska Revised Statute 84-1407, a current copy is posted in this meeting room. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Bulkley.
Here.
Augustine Schultz.
Here.
Barr.
Here.
Heimer.
Here.
Jablonski.
Here.
Lohr.
Here.
Lopez.
Here.
Roth.
Here.
Schilling.
Here.
Mayor Bulkley, the roll has been called.
Thank you, and excuse me, Madam Assistant City Clerk. Madam Council President, please.
Our Father, thank you for the opportunity to serve our fellow citizens. Please give us your wisdom and guidance to make the proper decisions entrusted to this governmental body. May our conduct show respect, honor, and courtesy to each other, as well as to all our citizens. Amen.
Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You did fine.
Good evening. Welcome everyone to tonight's council meeting. If at any time during our meeting this evening anyone in our audience would like to address the council, we'd ask that you please come forward, give your name and address, and we'd ask that you leave any or keep any comments to 5 minutes or less. I'd also like to apologize for not making our committee of the whole. I had other commitments that did not let me get back here in time. So I will leave it up to the fellow council members to keep me up to date on what I missed, and I'll read the minutes and go from there. All right, with that, we'll go to our consent agenda.
Item 4, consent agenda. The following items are considered to be routine by the City Council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a City Council member or citizen so requests, in which event the item will be removed from consent status and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda. Item 4A, minutes of the December 5th, 2022 City Council meeting. Item 4B, Finance Department reports. Item 4C, quote from Electronic Engineering in the amount of $15,600 for a service contract for the police department. Item 4D, resolution number R22-149, approving the permanent trail and drainage easement agreement with Shady Lake Development LLC, which is the west side of 48th Avenue from 19th Street to 23rd Street. Item 4E, resolution number R22-150, authorizing payment of various improvement projects. And item 4F, payroll and bills on file. Mr. Mayor and Council, is there anything you'd like removed from consent status?
Mr. Mayor, I move that the items on the consent agenda be approved as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Brings us up to new business.
Item 13A, application of Shady Lake Development LLC for preliminary plat of Merlin's Addition, the southeast corner of Highway 81 and 63rd Avenue. The Planning Commission recommends approval.
Mr. Mayor, I move that the preliminary plat of Merlin's Addition be approved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve this preliminary plat. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Item 13B, application of Mary Peterson for preliminary plat of Peterson Edition, which is 25th Street east of East 14th Avenue. The Planning Commission recommends approval.
Mr. Mayor, move for the preliminary plat, approval of preliminary plat for Peterson Edition to be approved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve this preliminary plat. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Item 13C, plans, specifications, and estimate of cost in the amount of $4,300,000 and authorization to advertise for bids for Street Improvement District Number 189, 48th Avenue from 23rd Street to Bradshaw Park, and concrete improvements 2023. The plans and specifications are on file in the engineering department.
Mr. Mayor, I move that the plan specifications, estimate of cost, and authorization to advertise for bids for Street Improvement District Number 189 and Bradshaw Park Concrete Improvements 2023 be approved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to accept the plan specifications and estimate of cost in the amount of $4,300,000 and authorized to advertise for bid for Street Improvement District 189. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Item 13D, quotes from Sandry Fire Supply, Feld Fire, Danco Emergency Equipment, Hyman Fire Equipment, Baumgart's Too Fast Tool Supply, and SW Firefighting Foam and Equipment in the total amount of $124,016.22 for equipment for 2 new fire engines for the fire department.
Mr. Mayor, I move the quotes from Sandre Fire Supply, Feld Fire, Danco Emergency Equipment, Hyman Fire Equipment, Baumgart's Too Fast Tool Supply, and Southwest Firefighting, maybe it's not Southwest, we'll just go with SW, Firefighting Foam and Equipment in the total amount of $124,016.22 for equipment for 2 fire engines for the fire department.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to purchase this equipment for 2 fire department engines. Any discussion?
Is this item fully budgeted?
They are budgeted, yes. And the one fire engine is the one we purchased, and the other one is the one that the Columbus Rural is purchasing as
Are
part
we
of our
within budget
contract
on
with them.
all the items?
Yes.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Item 13E, quote from Grouch Drilling Company Incorporated in the amount of $48,383.45 for irrigation pumps for Quail Run Golf Course.
Mr. Mayor, I move the quote for Grouch Drilling Company Incorporated for irrigation pumps be accepted.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the quote from Grouch Drilling Company. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Item 13F, comments from the mayor and city council members. In compliance with the Open Meetings Act, no discussion may be held on this item.
Any comments this evening from council members? Yes, sir.
I wish you a Merry Christmas.
Well, I wish you a Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
And same to you, sir, and same to everyone here at the council
And in the community.
and in the community. All right.
Very good.
All right, we'll move on to resolutions.
Item 14A, resolution number R22-151, approving the agreement with 4R4 Enterprises LLC, referred to as Heartland Cleaning, for janitorial services for the airport.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the resolution number R22-151 be adopted.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt resolution number R22-151. Any discussion? Yes, sir.
I would expect that this price will be divided amongst the entities that are using that building.
Correct.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Item 14B, resolution number R22-152, awarding the bid to Rutchins Construction Incorporated in the amount of $4,009,382.50 for the Lost Creek Parkway water main, Wilderness Road to Highway 81 and Highway 81 from Lost Creek Parkway to 63rd Avenue.
Mr. Mayor, I move that resolution number R22-152 be adopted.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt resolution number R22-152. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Item 14C, resolution number R22-153, approving the agreement with the Columbus Arts Council for lease of space in the community building and to jointly employ a community coordinator.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the adoption of resolution number R22-153.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt resolution number R22-153. Do we have any discussion?
Would, since they're paying half of the cost, will they be spend half their time on the Arts Council stuff?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
And how do you determine that?
The position will be jointly overseen by myself and the Arts Council. We envision having monthly meetings, but also them tracking their daily time. It probably isn't going to be 50-50 every week. There's probably going to be weeks where they're heavier for the city, and there's probably going to be weeks, but
So
over the
your
year,
goal is to average.
over the
50.
year, we went 50-50, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Any other discussion? All right, seeing none. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, yes, sir. I'm sorry, I didn't see you.
3930 48th Avenue. Just that position, was that a posted position since it's half city, or is the Columbus Arts Council part of the city, or is that a total separate entity?
It hasn't been posted yet because it's just now being considered
Okay.
to be approved, but if it's approved, it will be posted.
It would be posted, okay. And then how big an area will they be taking over there in the center?
Their space in the community building for the Arts Council, I'm
Yeah.
assuming, is, probably their gallery is 20 by 15 a
Okay.
room.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Could I get your name again, sir?
Brett Kump.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? All right, seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Item 14D, resolution number R22-154, approving the third addendum to the fixed space operator agreement with Avcraft Incorporated to extend terms 30 days.
Mr. Mayor, I move for the adoption of resolution number R22-154.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt resolution number R22-154. Any discussion?
What do we do after the 30 days?
Well, right now, we're waiting for the FAA to give us a determination on a complaint that they received from Avcraft about the RFP process. And then once that's complete, I've scheduled a meeting with the committee that reviewed all the RFPs for next week, because I've been told by the FAA I'll have their determination by then. So then at that time, at that meeting next week, Aaron and I are working on options on how to move forward with either the FBO that was selected by the committee, or the city taking over those FBO business activities at the airport, or the third option would be continuing with Avcraft if that other company is no longer interested.
Did the FFA give you any idea what possible consequences we would have?
For
The complaint.
there aren't any consequences because we followed their procedure. If they determine that there wasn't something followed, then we'll have to deal with that at that time. But
Be the RFP process.
Yep.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? All right, seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye, those opposed nay. Motion passes. Brings us up to ordinances on their first reading.
Item 15A, ordinance number 22-32, amending the pay ordinance by adding police records clerk to grade B5 and police records clerk lead to grade B7.
Mr. Mayor, I move the rules be suspended and ordinance number 22-32 be read by number only.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to suspend the rules and read ordinance number 22-32 by number only. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye, those opposed nay. Motion passes.
Ordinance number 22-32.
Mr. Mayor, I move ordinance number 22-32 to amend the pay policy be accepted.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt ordinance number 22-32. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by aye, those opposed nay. Motion passes. Before I gavel us to adjournment, once again, I'd like to wish the council and all staff and all citizens here and watching a Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year. If you're traveling, travel safe. If you're staying home, stay warm. Meeting adjourned.